right, well, welcome. If you consider yourself a new earth individual, someone who's stepping on your path and stepping in, if you consider yourself a new earth individual, someone who's stepping on your path and stepping out of the old world structures and into the new earth, the beautiful space of creation. The topic I wanted to share about today is identifying soul speak. And so if you feel it deep within your being, within your soul, that you are guided, you are here to fulfill a beautiful purpose. Maybe it's specifically living through the dimensions of your soul. I'm going to be providing a bit of education to support you on your journey. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and go right into it. So identifying soul speak, we can consider this as listening to your soul's guidance. Now, you may have this throughout your journey where you have been guided to go this way, or getting those helpful nudges, or even those fun little learning opportunities where we maybe didn't listen to the guidance that was given, and we had to learn through that experience of not listening to the guidance. And so ultimately, if you are stepping into the new earth frequency, if you are a new earth individual, my messages are going to be specifically geared towards you. In your soul, you're feeling like you need to move with the guidance of your soul. That's how you are guided to live. And it's not following the specific mold of the previous world and experience. And this is such an important element to how you want to move and flow and create in your life, and create from a space of sovereignty and creating a life that you desire to experience. Because when we're living in alignment with our soul, we are living a life of vitality, and we are whole in all areas of our life, in our experience. So before we do the deep dive into this topic, I'm going to just invite you, let's go ahead and just take some centering breaths. Let's just breathe into the heart and get really centered and just having all connection points online so we can be in alignment with our source self, our soul self, and our human. So I'll just invite you to go ahead and close your eyes. Beautiful. And we're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And just feel yourself breathing into your heart space. And maybe hold at the top. And release when you're ready. And we're going to take another beautiful grounding breath as we just breathe in with the intention to focus in on the heart space, connecting all aspects of your being, the soul, the source, and the self. So just breathing in. Beautiful. Holding at the top. And just release. And just feeling yourself more grounded, more centered in your being, your feet firmly planted on the floor. As we take one more deep breath, just connecting all bodies, mind, body, and spirit as we breathe in. And release when you're ready. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you are new to my experience and to my realm, my name is Brittany. I am a quantum healer. I'm a divine channel, and my expertise is on soul development and multidimensional education. And so the topic that I'm going to be sharing about today is identifying soul speak, and how important this is on our journey as we are maybe transitioning out of the old world and the old earth, and we are making our way, and maybe we're closing up some final pieces, but stepping into the new earth dimensional experience and frequency, and how living in alignment with your soul is such a deep component to why you chose to step into the new earth frequency. Because as we're stepping into that and we are anchoring, we are embodying, we are stabilizing this as our experience, our soul truly has a desire for creation, to create through the dimensions of our soul, to live in alignment with our soul. So on the subject I'm going to be sharing about, clients that I work with, they have been able to integrate, solidify, and embody this as their experience. And they've been able to do this through the quantum shift your experience. And the understanding that living in alignment with your soul actually generates more life force energy. It actually reduces health concerns and issues. There's just so many components when you're living in your truth, when you're living in alignment, and how it creates this generative force that we desire to create the beautiful experiences we have in our heart to create. I'm going to be providing this information as a way to just highlight some important pieces to just even identify in your experience how you've been able to move with your soul, or maybe sometimes where we have not always listened to the guidance. So even just taking a second to reflect over your experience and just taking notice when you've gotten those loving nudges from your soul, when you have been told to go this way instead of that way, where you were guided to go to this individual or navigate your experience. And taking into account the moments where we decided to learn by not listening to that soul guidance, and how that maybe sometimes came with some challenging lessons in there. And it's all okay. We're in this beautiful school of life, and when we're actually able to listen and cultivate that connection and move through our experiences with our soul, we actually are creating pathways that are living in truth and alignment. And we don't have to learn through those more challenging experiences of life. And we don't have to put ourselves through unnecessary stress and painful learnings. At this point, your soul is desiring to learn through its creation, not through all of the pain and suffering that has kept many individuals stuck on the karmic wheel. One of the important and beautiful aspects of the new earth frequency is you are no longer operating within the same realms of the old earth. You are stepping off the karmic wheel to live a life that you created, a magnificent life that you desire to create from your being. And I'm feeling all the feels with that. So I just want to identify a few areas, maybe in our human experience, where maybe we were getting the guidance to leave a situation earlier, or where we had put ourselves in unnecessary stress, trauma, additional things, because we had these human attachments or these human fears of the unknown that actually kept us in places and spaces that we didn't need to continue learning from. And so I bring that up because I want to highlight when you're moving with the guidance of your soul, you're actually not putting yourselves in those situations, because you're listening when it's time to move, when you're guided to create something different. The experience that you were previously in is complete, and you've gotten all the learnings, and you're ready to move on to the next phase of your journey, of your initiation, of your growth, of your soul's evolution here. And so I wanted to just highlight the kind of contrasting thing when you're specifically only moving from your human aspect, which has these attachments, fears, fear of the unknown, maybe obligation, and how heavy that can be to even allow us to move with the guidance that we're being given. When you're living your truth of your soul, you move a lot easier. There's a free-flowing energy. It's the pathways open up. There's also this sincere level of trust of your connection with your soul, with source, with yourself, and how you can allow yourself to flow with the lines of creation or the pathways of creation that your soul is moving you through. Do you notice how there's just a difference in energy between the two? And I just wanted to highlight that. So I'm going to talk about soul emergence, which is a huge component of the quantum shifter experience. And it's actually where we can open up the lines of communication with our soul, and how that becomes an integrated aspect into our physical body, and how we learn to pick up on the cues and the communication and actually move in alignment of our truth, of the guidance that's being given. It's allowing for those reconnection points to be made where your soul has less resistance from your human to actually take the aligned action in your life. That's a huge component that we look at, clearing the layers of the fear of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown that our human, that our ego can utilize as a way to protect us and safety, and also create all of these stories and levels of entrapment, because we're choosing it from our ego mind rather than what's really true to our soul to be doing and creating. So without having that open channel of communication with our soul, it can create a lot of unnecessary suffering in our experience. I'll just say that. And so when we're looking at soul emergence, it's actually allowing for the soul to merge with the human being, where you are no longer needing to reach outside of yourself for information. Your confidence level in the information and guidance you're getting is an integrated aspect of your being. It allows you to take the initiative and the steps, trusting your soul because you have that strengthened connection, and allowing your soul to create through you in this beautiful experience. And so having your soul and your human in union and in connection is such an important aspect to truly live your passions, to live what your desires are, and actually place yourself in experiences that are true to you, that are true for your heart, true to your being. Maybe you desire to create a loving relationship. Maybe your desire is to leave the 9 to 5 and create your own business. And the beautiful thing about this, our soul has a beautiful dimensional reality that it desires to create in our experience, a plane of existence that is seeking to be brought through you, and how you embodying, stabilizing, and integrating this as a way of life actually creates a beautiful invitation for others to experience. It allows you to experience and trust the guidance that you're following the pathway of your true soul's desires. We have this beautiful, unique blueprint of our soul that is desiring to be created through you in a physical experience. A beautiful way that I even like to look at it is, how does God, source, creator, want to experience life through you? And by being in connection with our soul, we are actually allowing for those creations to be made. And there is no separation from your eternal connection and who you are as a human being. When we've cleared away the barriers to allowing ourselves to move and flow, and with complete internal trust and knowing of who and what we are and what we came here to do. So the beautiful thing about the soul emergence as a process is we're not dancing in polarity. We are no longer having to dance and play that realm out between the human and the soul. That is not a version of reality. We are allowed to trust ourselves more fully and not be in that tethering energy of the push and pull between soul and human and the guidance that's being given. And the aspect of soul emergence allows for free flowing energy to make decisions in alignment in your truth, to have a clear direction, and to be in that trust of the ebbs and flows of life and where your soul source self is guiding you. So another important aspect that I wanted to share around this is your soul doesn't have all of the emotions, the attachments, the fears that our human being does. Your soul knows the eternal truth, the ability to create what you truly desire within your heart. So just reflecting back, even when you were a child and you had this beautiful imagination that could create anything, you had the ability to create worlds. It's that sense of wonder, of curiosity. Your soul remembers that. That's why as a child, it was so easy to move through our experience and create things out of nothing because you were still so closely connected. And so just giving you that reflection that when you move through the truth of your soul, your purpose, the things that inspire you, the things that activate you to play, the things that you desire to create, the experiences, the love, all of these beautiful things that you have been coded for, you have been designed to have, you have been created for this. And each individual has their own unique expression on what the codes are and what the frequencies and the signatures and all of the beautiful geometric patterns that make you and your soul up as a being. The beautiful thing about your soul is your soul knows this eternal truth. This is the truth. And so sometimes our human needs a little additional support to work through those final aspects that maybe need cleanup to allow for clear communication between you and your soul. And your soul aspect can see from the larger zoomed out lens and capacity that you living in alignment with your truth, with your connection to source, is such a contribution to everyone in your life and everyone you touch, and also to the larger creation space, and how that opens up pathways for other individuals to see you in your spark of the divine in human form. Another important piece that I wanted to talk about too is, as we have solidified in the new earth, there is many physical structures that need to be reestablished, realigned, recalibrated to be able to hold our aspect, to hold our light, our frequency, our consciousness in our physical vessel. Such a crucial part of my work is having the physical body aligned to be the temple of light, to hold our light consciousness, our soul, our self as a unified being in totality. So all of the work that I've done is guiding and realigning the physical body to be able to hold all aspects of your being in physical form. When our physical structure or our physical vessel or a temple of light is in pure alignment and connection with all aspects of our being in one unified expression, we are able to live with vitality, with life force energy, with optimum health to sustain our energy, to hold the frequencies and the desires within our physical body of our creations. How critical and important that is to have a physical vessel that can hold all aspects of our being, because then there's less resistance to our creations, there's less slowdowns or physical ailments that can come up. So that is another critical component in the focus of my work that I wanted to speak to a little bit. And I feel like it's all important and all connected because we are one beautiful being. So overall, I hope this message brought a little awareness on what awaits you through the beautiful creation of your soul, and all of the things that you desire are within reach. And so the intention is that this opened up the possibility for you. If you found this information supportive on your path, I just invite you to go ahead and like and subscribe, as I will be doing more quantum educations just like this to provide insight as more individuals are awakening and desiring to step into the beautiful creation and dimensions of their soul. And with all of that beautiful soul, I am sending you so much love.